Welcome to the Rap Soul Podcast, where we dive deep into the world of music that moves our hearts and gets our feet tapping. This is the intersection of rap and soul music from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. We appreciate you for listening. Share this podcast with a friend or family member who loves music as much as you do. The podcast is hosted by 12 Kyle. Next up, the Rap Soul Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of the Rap Soul Podcast. I am your boy 12 Kyle. I want to thank you all for tuning in as you do each and every week. Again, this is the Rap Soul Podcast. This is the intersection where we have discussions about music from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s when it comes to rap, hip hop, soul, and R&B. Simply put, folks, this is the best music podcast that you've never heard until right now. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in as you do. Thanks again for watching on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube as well. On this episode, what I want to introduce is a new series that we're going to be doing, and it's called The Verse of the Week. If you are a fan of hip hop, and if you're like me, if you're a fan of the Source magazine, every every magazine that would come out that the Source would release, there would be a section called hip hop quotables, and the hip hop quotable would be honoring a particular MC and a particular verse, bar that they spit that was just crazy. And what I want to do on this episode and the subsequent episodes, and this may be the Friday episode going forward, is to offer a verse of the week. And it's simply put, I'm going to tell you what the verse is, tell you my thoughts on the verse, and then read the verse to you. Now, here's the thing that's always tricky is when you're reading the verse, you actually want to rap it. I'm not going to rap, but it's tricky because you want to rap it, and in your head you're rapping it, but you really need to technically read it. So I'm going to try to read these lyrics without rapping them and without stumbling over the words as well. But yeah, I wanted to kick this off with one of my favorite verses. As you see, or as you will see going forward, we're going to do different verses from a slew of MCs. It may be one of the better verses that you've heard. It may be some verses from MCs that you've never heard. But I want to give you a rap verse of the week because, trust me, there are people who listen and watch these episodes on the Rap Soul Podcast, and they're being introduced to music every time that I do an episode. So I don't want to cheat the public. Again, this is one of my favorite verses from Bun B from UGK. The song is called Murder. It was on their 1996 album, Riding Dirty. Simply put, man, Bun B showed out on this particular song. I remember hearing it for the first time. And in hearing it the first time, I was listening to the Riding Dirty album, and I bought the album late in 96. And I thought it was, a very good album up until I heard that song. And even Pimp C's verse, rest in peace, Chad Butler, Pimp C, as we all know him. Pimp C's verse was cold in and of itself, right? And so as I'm listening, Bun B gets on the track. And what's interesting was that I think up until that point, and I'm not really, if memory serves me correctly, I think I probably was more of a Pimp C fan up until that point, until I heard Bun B on this particular verse. And it's not to say that Bun couldn't rhyme, because Bun could rap his ass off. Very talented, but I thought Pimp C, in my introduction to UGK as a group, I think one of the first songs that I remember really rocking to was a Pocket Full of Stones, which was on their album, and also on the Menace to Society soundtrack. Pimp C's voice and his cadence was very, infectious, if you will. But Bun B always did his thing on all of the tracks. I don't think, Pimp C outshined Bun B. I will say this much. Once I heard this verse from Bun B, it was a rap. Again, I knew that I was a fan. I became an even bigger fan once I heard Bun B go off on Murder. This is, one of the verses I think that when people talk about Bun B and talk about his legacy, they always go back to this. If you have not heard this verse, I will definitely play this at the end of the podcast. But it goes a little something like this. Well, it's Bun B, bitch. I'm the king of moving chickens, not them finger lickings, sticking niggas that be tricking. You need a swift kicking. Your ass is ripe for the picking. Now my pocket's sticking. I'm deep thinking, nickel slicking. You sick when I be clicking. Now take a look at the bigger nigga. Malt liquor swigger. Play a hater ditch digger. Figure my hair trigger. Give you hot one in your liver. You shiver, shake and quiver. I'm frivolous if a nigga get wetter than a river. For what it's worth, it's the birth of some niggas doing dirt. For the first night, take off her skirt, make a pussy hurt. Mr. Master, hit the swisher faster. Then you fever blistered bastards, fuck your sister and pass her. 50 elbows for sale, yo. Brother better have my mail, ho. Before I catch a murder case and go to jail, oh. Hell, ain't no time for bail, hit the trail, so. We can sell more fucking yayo, get the scale, no. Other bucket duckers can shove us out this game. They better buck us cause the cluckers, they love us. Make them glass dick suckers shake like they jelly like smuckers. I hit the nung chuckers cause short Texas bring the ruckus. This is for my motherfuckers. Cooking cheese to crooked G's, rocking up quarter keys to get hooked with ease. Wanna bees, get on your knees. Feel the squeeze from those HK13s. From here to overseas, we do what we please. Don't trip, cause we flip. Light them up a dip. And breaking them off in the hip to your lip. Go ask that boy Skip, that nigga Bun rip. With one clip, soon as the gun slipped. Now I done whipped out my Borelli, flying through your pele, and some smelly red jelly is dripping out your belly. Served them up like a deli. Jumped on my cellular telly. Ho, cause it's going out of style. You can't see me, Marcus. So have a motherfucking sweet and a smile. And that concludes Murder. Again, you get tongue-tied reading it because you want to rap it, but Bun B goes off. Folks, again, this is the verse of the week. This is a new segment. We're going to do this every Friday going forward. I present to you UGK, more specifically Bun B with Murder. I am your boy 12 Kyle. I'll catch you guys next time. 5,000. Cheer.
Thank you for listening. This concludes the episode. Be sure to subscribe to the Rap Soul podcast. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Follow the podcast on social media. And feel free to continue this discussion on our Reddit page. More importantly, share this podcast with a friend or family member who loves music as much as you do. Until next time, 5,000.